Hello,
Hi.
hello, welcome. Toni here. We've got the Q&A with Erwin. Already shared a video the other week. If you haven't seen it, it's on my channel. I'll put that in the description box as well. And Erwin did a 100-day fruit feast 2 years ago and is back on it again after eating fully raw and still releasing mucoid plaque. And you're on day 57, Erwin.
Yes, I am. Here's
Wow.
my lemon ginger blast for this interview.
The famous Lou Corona lemon ginger blast. Is
Yeah,
it
it is.
Is it very sweet? I did change it slightly at times. I put more apples in, making it sweeter. Sometimes more ginger. Are you changing any of the recipe, or are you going full on earthy, very bitter?
I like to go hardcore, but
Yeah.
like you said, I changed the apples. I think the original recipe is the green, more tart apples, right?
Yeah.
And I use a different kind. I use Pinovas. I don't know if you know the specific kind of apple, but it's very sweet and it's a little bit harder, so it's easier for the juicer to go through. Otherwise, if you have more softer apples, it gets so mushy and then it clogs up and it's terrible. So I think that's the only thing I adjusted. And uh, I used the cilantro, a very big piece of it, very big. How do you call it?
A large handful, more of a
Yeah,
handful of it.
yeah. So in the supermarket, you can buy the very
Uh,
small packages, right? And I go to the greengrocer and you have a very big package. So I think the cilantro and the parsley are oversized, extra large portions.
yeah.
And I use a big chunk of ginger as well. And I also like the habanero, half, maybe a 1/3 of habanero for some extra kick,
Oh,
even
I
in the
don't have
morning.
that. No way I'm
No?
not doing that. No, never had
It has
it.
to feel, it has to feel a little bit hardcore, right? You do it or you don't do it. Come on.
Yeah,
Go
no,
for it.
I just, no, aggravate anything spicy. I mean, ginger's my. I live in Thailand, and you think because of all the spice here, you
Yeah.
think I'd look. No, not for me.
Okay. No
Yeah, so
problem.
actually, although I trust that, but for me, it's one thing. Maybe next one, we'll see. Do you know what? It's interesting. I've actually not even put it in. I'm just already putting a block there. Oh my goodness, we catch
Mhm.
ourselves, and that's just a reminder now. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. I don't put
Do
that in.
what you don't want to do, right?
Yeah. And how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, actually. Yeah. So last 2 weeks, there was a vacation here, school vacation for the kids. So no alarm in the morning, no rushing, going to school, going to sports, picking up the kids. And I could really focus on my juice fast. I could really focus on my online business. So I think that really helped for me. Um, I'm a very sensitive guy, so I noticed that every time 1 or 2 weeks before the kids have vacation, I feel that I'm very low on energy. And I think that's a part of me that I have to develop a little bit more. And I feel that I'm growing in that area, just the self-care, self-love. I have the tendency to push myself really hard and be perfectionistic and forget about what I need and go, go, go. And I need to learn, and that's excellent when I have 2 weeks off to relax, slow down, because I'm learning that if you go that pace, a little bit slower, more intuitive, more in connection with yourself instead of rushing out of your mind, um, that opportunities are falling into onto your path, right? I
More
noticed that when
alignment.
yeah, I think that's a very interesting thing I'm learning also from this juice fast, that if I get out of my thinking and just more into my feeling, uh, and be more intuitive, right? Don't want to control everything. Just relax and trust the system, and that's a really nice development. And I can really connect to this um, method again, I think, when I take some time off. Otherwise, I just get too far below zero, I think, and then I have to do too much um, to restore again. But now I'm at the greater level And everything is sunny now, and I'm more happy. So it's just a journey, and it's good for me to take some time off and to recenter. I think that's the message I want to share.
Beautiful. Yeah. I feel like you've got such a great awareness. You know, although some would say the sensitivity is seen, I would say it's seen in society. Not so much now. I don't know if that's because I see more of people stepping into their truth, but before, you know, a lot was all the masculine energy and it was seen as a weakness. And what tuning into yourself actually, because we're so sensitive. I feel that we're empaths. We feel the collective. We feel everything that's going on, and we want to be more in that truth. And that's where you get those like these cleanses help us reconnect, get that wisdom, and we start to recenter and feel like this is okay to be this way. Why can't I be like this? Well, because I'm a man. You know, it's and now you're seeing a lot of more of the women stepping into that masculine energy, seeing the divide now and these independent women and the feminism. That's another topic in itself. And we're, you know, I'm even stepping back a little bit, getting more into my feminine and my softness, because we've been pushed. You know, I do have an Aries sign and energy, but there are times like, yeah, if you're just going in this survival constantly, like you did, you burnt out, and I've had many episodes of that, and I'm feeling it even now. I feel some things in the energy right now where I've been go go go, and I'm just like, oh, just taking some time, just to. I'm coming into my menstrual cycle, so I'm kind of touching. Like, okay, I'm a little bit more sensitive now. I need to slow down. I'm getting tired a bit more. I can't go at what I was going at during the rest of the month. So it's having that, yeah, that awareness, and that doesn't always come if we're constantly chasing, constantly eating, constantly using these foods to, which they numb us, they distract us, and everything else that's been set up. So this is a great opportunity. So if those are thinking about a cleanse, do it. There's never a wrong time to do a cleanse, and well done you, for 57 days. Absolutely. And you're just going to keep going until you feel called to stop. Is that the thought process right now?
It's an interesting topic you mentioned. It's my favorite topic, so I can go on for hours about finding yourself as a sensitive being, right? And just following your own path. And I think developing being your authentic self is so important. I think this is one of the biggest challenges in life right now. But maybe we can come to this topic back later. Like you said, what was the question about Juice Fast? Oh, am I going? Yeah, I'm still going. I think it was a week ago, I had 3 days in a row that I didn't release any mucoid plaque. And I was so happy because I was in total, I think it was 148 days of juice fasting and releasing mucoid plaque every single morning. And I was so looking forward to the moment that I was looking to the toilet and I catch my stool in the sieve, in the iron sieve, and I clean it every day, of course. But it's a perfect way to scoop your stool and digest it a little bit. And how do you say it? Dissect it a little bit and see what's inside of it. And I love this morning ritual because every time I see the mucoid plaque, I know I feel so different. I feel some kind of energy rush running through my body, and my head is getting even more clear. And I feel that my body is so happy of releasing the mucoid plaque. But also at the same time, and especially if I'm not in the right headspace, I can also feel the same feeling, like, okay, it's a bit disappointing that today there's also mucoid plaque. When is this coming to an end, right? But I had 3 days, no mucoid plaque in a row, and I was so excited. And I thought, okay, I'm finished now. This is it. I'm done. It's all out now. It can't be any other way, right? And in day 4, big string of mucoid plaque again until this morning.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
everybody in my
Still
inner
coming.
circle is saying, you're crazy and you have to stop and you're getting skinny and it's dangerous and blah, 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 all the mind numbing anxieties. I think it's all their anxiety, and they don't want me to yeah. I don't think they want to see me struggle or get
Yeah.
in trouble, of course.
Mhm.
But I just had to collect myself again and feel some motivation. Doesn't matter how long it takes, even if it takes 100 days juice fasting again. I want to do it for the last time right now, and I just want to feel 100% or maybe 90% or maybe 80% sure about, okay, now my body is giving a signal, you're clean, and now it's time to transit to a raw vegan diet. But yeah, day 57 of my second juice fast, and no signal of slowing down. So
Wow.
I just found the motivation again to keep pushing.
What happened there then? Was that due to seeing the mucoid plaques, actually witnessing it daily? Do you feel that's what's keeping you going?
Yeah. Yeah, because um, my mentor, my coach, Shane Sterling, said in the protocol, you have to just keep pushing until there's no more mucoid plaque in your stools every day, right?
Mhm.
Um, and this is something just gets stuck in my mind. I want to get to the point that I feel that my body is just cleansed, just pure and clean again, and that my body says, okay, now it's time to stop. And I think for me, it has to be the sign of no mucoid plaque in my stool, just the husk and clay, and just the portion of fibers you get in through the juice, because there's still some fiber in it. So I guess the endpoint will not be no stool at all, because that's impossible, even if you're juice fasting. But the goal is no mucoid string, the tough strings again. And they're getting less and less and shorter and softer. So I see, I think the last 20 days, a bit of a shift, but I'm dreaming of the moment that there's no string inside of my stool. And I think that will be the moment that I decide to stop. But
Yeah,
it's not today, maybe tomorrow.
we'll see. Yeah, I'll definitely have to have you back on once you finish. Let us know when you do finish, and we'll have you back on. And
Yeah.
I will, before I get into the questions that
Oh,
I
nice.
asked my audience, I do want to ask, so like energy wise, then, has it been, is it consistent? Are you getting some tough days, or is it just moments? You know, are you sleeping more? What's sort of your energy? What is it like at the moment?
I think it's very stable, and especially after having 2 weeks off, it's through the roof again. I feel very clear. I feel very stable. I noticed that it's a big difference. My first juice was I wasn't stable at all, and I was experiencing lots more of the detox symptoms, like runny nose or a headache, or like the flu symptoms, right?
Mm.
But I'm drinking more juice, so I feel that my body is also much more cleaner after 2 years raw and a juice fast. So and I don't have cravings anymore. I don't even want to eat. Or I know that the first juice fast, when I was cooking vegan meals for my kids, I was taking little bites and spitting it out again just to choose something or to feel different or taste a different
Yeah.
flavor. But now I feel very constant and stable. I don't have any weird thoughts or cravings going on in my mind. I don't have very highs or lows with my energy, but sometimes I have days, and I think it's more linked of me doing too much. Uh, like I said before the vacation, I was doing too much, and then my energy can drop or I can feel down. I think that's it. But most of the times I feel down for 1 or 2 days and I can't really explain what's going on. And then after those 2 days, I have a big release of mucoid plaque, and then I feel happy again. So I noticed that the mood swings are linked to the detox as well. But that's the last detox I experienced, or the last mood swings or difficulties I experienced. And most of the times I'm just happy and I just have energy and I just do what I want to do. And that's great. So that's, if that was different, I think I would have quit a little bit earlier, but I feel great. So why don't push, right?
Amazing. Yeah. So it's for those that are watching, you might not succeed on your first one, or many. I did many as well over the years, for many years, and then until I did a specific protocol and like the lemon ginger blast and doing a lot of fruit juices, that you tweak things and see how you feel, and having the mentorship massively helps. Yeah, I would say they're the key. Having a protocol, having a mentor to help you on the journey, it's just worth the investment, and that's the only reason why I succeeded on. Apart from the last, I did have a coach, but more of a spiritual coach on my last cleanse, but he was very aware, he's done detoxes before, so it really does, yeah, make a difference. So amazing, incredible, and thank you for coming on and sharing. I'm going to go through these questions. There's some really good ones actually, and so Elisa Cheatham asked where to start. Where to start on a juice cleanse?
I think, like you said, having a protocol and maybe accountability partner, maybe a buddy you can do a juice fast with, or somebody who is experienced in doing a juice fast, who did a juice fast himself or herself, is very important, because the detox and all the challenges are, I think they're difficult to go by yourself, right? You have to have somebody who can support you in the more difficult days. This juice fast, I don't have a coach because I feel experienced and I know what I have to do. So, but especially in the beginning, find somebody who can help you out. Invest maybe into a coach, and also find the right protocol, because it gives you some guidelines, right? This is what you do, this is what you don't do. And if you follow these steps, then you get success. And I think this is very helpful for me. And you can do, for example, if I do more fruit juices, I notice that the result of releasing mucoid plaque is less. So you have to push yourself a little bit. And that's why a coach also is very handy, because he can push you a little bit further than your limiting beliefs are letting you go, right? But find a good juicer. I think that's very important as well. My first juice fast, I used the Green Star Elite from TriBest. And I think that's a perfect, I'm thinking about the name if I mentioning the right name. But I had a crappy juicer for my oranges. I had to peel all my oranges like a vertical juicer, like the Nama juicer, right? I had a more cheap variant of it, and I had to peel all my oranges and then cut it in little pieces, and then I had to drop in the vertical juicer, and then it gave my juice. But now I have a citrus press, so I just cut my orange in half, put it in the press, and then I have my juice. So it's way more easy, and it doesn't consume so much time. And I think that's important as well. So good equipment to get the best juices is very important, but also to save you some time, because still for me, making 8 liters is I think it takes me an hour and 15 minutes. So it is time consuming. You don't have to think about making a meal for the rest of the day. That's very nice, but if you find the right equipment, it saves you some time. And I think that's important for success on the long term. Also, I think it's important, if you start, that you find a shop. For example, I have a greengrocer here next to my door, and they have so much green produce, so much vegetables, so much fruit of high quality, and I can really bulk up. So I don't have to go to the supermarket. I think quality of fruits and veggies in supermarket is very low. So don't go to supermarket, go to a regular market, right? Or farmer's market, or to a greengrocer specialist. And then you have better quality. I especially noticed the difference between quality of oranges on the market and my greengrocer. And the greengrocer is a little bit more acidic, and I really like that. And the quality is a little bit harder, and I extract more juice out of it. So it's important that you find the right place where you can bulk up, or get some discount if you buy a full box of 15 kilos of oranges, for example. and talk a little bit with the people over there, and they get to know you. Oh, this is the banana guy. I always buy those big boxes of bananas, right? And I'm the juice guy. I'm buying all those boxes of oranges, and then you get some discount and you connect, and I think that's awesome. So produce is important, high quality, lots of amounts. You don't want to juice in the morning and find out that you don't have enough produce and go to the store with cravings and hunger feelings, right? So be prepared. And I think it's important for you to be successful if you batch up. So I batch up all my juices in the morning. I have 8 liters in my fridge. I can just go on with my day, bring the kids to school, pick them up, do my job, work with my clients, right? And if I feel hungry, then I go to the fridge, I grab a juice, and then I'm done. And I think that's important for success as well. Because in my first juice fast, I was feeling hungry and then I had to prepare my whole juice, and it was taking me so long. And then I think my fuel tank just run out, and I think that's important to that it doesn't that you don't let your fuel tank get too empty, because that when the moment when your body is, I think, going to burn your fat or your muscles, right? So it's important to drink a juice before you feel the hunger or feel too hungry. And I think if you have those 3 things with an accountability buddy or a coach, I think you're good to go. And you just have to start and dedicate and learn and practice and see what's going on, because it's a journey, right?
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, recommendations. I think they're the key ones. Definitely the stocking up, like, and making sure you've got plenty in, because yeah, when you aren't, that's where, yeah, you might not get a chance to. And time wise, you've got to prep, you've got to put in time. But once you start doing it and get into that flow, it becomes easy. It's kind of just rituals. And I listen to podcasts and things when I'm juicing as well, or I'm just listening, I'm doing affirmations. So I make use of that time. So I actually enjoy doing that, because if you're going into it with it's going to take me an hour, 2 hours to juice, at first it may take you a bit longer than normal, but you just get into that flow and you get a good setup going, and it ends up being a great time. Like when I go in traffic, I always call it drive time university. I call it juice time university. So I listen to my thoughts, or do some, it's kind of like a therapeutic meditation, or listen to podcasts. Yeah, I think that's the key. A good juicer. Yeah, I definitely started out with a really cheap one, and as I've progressed, I'm like, oh my gosh, why don't I just invest into a better one? What a difference. One, it saves time, it saves money, in fact, in the long run, because you get more yield, you get more out your juices, and it's easy. And I look for ease of clean as well, so you're saving, like I say, all this time and money. So yeah, it is key. And I have shared a couple of ones, lower budget, that I found, like the Mucoid brand. I find that's the flagship one was one of the more affordable, but as efficient. But then my Hurum, I absolutely, that was my last juice cleanse I did it on. Oh my God, what a difference. I mean, not a lot of difference, probably got more yield, but bigger shoot. And yeah, I just love it. I just love the power on it. And batching, yeah, like you said, batching it up. I was before just doing it, trying to keep them as fresh, even though I work from home. Sometimes it catch you if you haven't got it in, like I said, back to that stocking up. Big difference. And now I just love batching every morning. Sometimes I actually did like 2 days of batching as well, maybe even 3, depending on what I had on. And you work with what, just.
But do you like the green juices when you batch and save them for 2 days?
Yeah, and they were still good. Actually, I preferred it. I preferred it the next day.
Really?
I don't know if that's because it has started to oxidize and maybe not as strong. Who knows? I always try to get it right to the top and sealed it well, but you do your best. So don't get too dogmatic in all of this. Work with what you can, and like experiment. If it is your first 1 or 2, just see, do these tips that we share, and just see how you get on. But yeah, mentorship, yeah, definitely. And going to wholesalers, going to the farmers market, like you say, you get connected with them, and start to appreciate how food is made, how the fruits and veg, is created. It's like we take it for granted. Like, these take a long time to grow, and then they're nurtured, and there's love being put into that. So yeah, you start to have a more appreciation when you go to actually the but the wholesale or the farmers markets, that's where I feel that you're more connected than you are at a supermarket. Yeah, and a lot of the times you don't get those good quality. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and I think a different topic is organic produce. I don't think you have to be too strict on that as well, because, for example, my cucumbers and my celery, I buy them organically because I think it's a big part of my juice. But the oranges or the ginger or even the apples, I don't buy them organic. So don't stress too much. And on that part, I think doing a juice fest without the organic produce is way more better than don't do juice fast at all. So don't stress about that. And another topic is supplements. And I think the husk and clay is very big part of my success. But I noticed that if I add too many other powders, for example, I had the cleanse powder of Pure Dime as well. I think Pure Dime is an amazing brand, but the cleanse powder really changed something in my digestion. So I think you have to be careful that you don't want to be too perfect or add too many things, because it can distract the power of your juices. I think if you're just doing the juices and a little bit of husk and clay to act as a brush to push the things out, I think you have the perfect combination. You don't have to spend too much money or on other produces or powders or superfoods as well to get more results. Sometimes more is less.
Yeah, I like. I'm for the simplicity. I go for the less. Yeah, less is better. Um, yeah, thank you. So Olivia Shepherd shared, I'm struggling getting started on another juice fast. I'm post-menopausal, craving lots of foods I didn't crave before and find it difficult to start another juice fast, as before it didn't seem this difficult. I'm also no longer in one place. I moved from home to home. I'm an empty nester. Also lost my fur baby in 2022. So now I'm a house sitter for friends and family and their pets. I'm thinking maybe that's the issue and not my struggle with cravings. So what would help a person like myself?
Ooh, great question.
Lots to unpack there, actually. And I feel for her, because I do feel that is moving around and not having that stability and lots happening.
Yeah. I think when you do juice fast or go 100% raw, there must be a little bit of stability in your life, because it's a rocky road and it's difficult as it is. So if you're moving from place to place, or you don't have a home for yourself, or there are other too many challenging things in your life, I think it's difficult to do juice fast or go 100% raw and go through the transition, right? Because the cravings are difficult. There are so many inner work you have to do, and all your traumas and your blockages and your emotions and your limiting beliefs, everything is getting triggered. So there's a lot of inner healing going on when you're doing a juice fast, and a lot of old shit is triggered and getting released, right? And that's the goal of it. But it's difficult if you have to deal with it if your life is too rocky or too unstable, I think. So sometimes we just want to do it all, right? We have to be the perfect parent, and we have to be the perfect employee, right? And we have to have the perfect house and take care of everybody, and also do a juice fast because everybody is doing a juice fast. But I think you have to, like the first topic we discussed in this conversation, you have to tune into yourself and really feel what's your divine timing, right? And I think we're very um, we're so focusing our attention outwards, right? And I think it's so important if we have to heal, when we want to heal ourselves, but also if we want to change all the difficult things are happening in the world, that we have to focus or direct our focus inwards, right? So there's work to do, and we have to really feel what we need. And maybe you want to work 4 days in a week, right? And you have to go to your boss and say this, and your boss said, yeah, but in this job you have to work 5 days. It's not normal if you work 4 days or 3 or 1 or even a half day, right? So we're so easily guided by all those other voices in our outer world that it's difficult to shut it all out, or don't get distracted by it and just listen to our inner voice. And maybe you have to do the juice fast or the raw vegan diet in a year when you're a little bit more stable. But don't get too distracted by all the noises outside, right? Just connect, find your silent moment on the day and just connect. What do I need? And I think there's self-care. Sometimes self-care is don't start a juice fast, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Love yourself, give yourself what you need. What would you give your partner in this same situation, right? It's more easy for our brain to think about what can I give to myself if I imagine that I'm my partner. So what would you give your partner in this situation? What would you do? What would you give your child in this situation? Would you be strict and push? You have to do this, or would you be a little bit more caring? Okay, it's not the right timing. Relax, work on this first, and then maybe a year later, when the time is right, then go for it.
Yeah. I think there's a fine line, isn't there? If you've got a lot of resistance, a lot of struggle, there's times in your life where it's not right timing. And I've had many of those. And then all of a sudden, when things were falling apart, I actually didn't want to eat. And it was an opportunity to do a cleanse. You know, I'd gone through a breakup and I was in a foreign country and I was about to move as well. And all my whole living situation changed. And it was very scary, but it just felt right to do. And that's why, yeah, I agree what you've just shared is just to go within and just take some time. And it might even mean you do some form of like 50-50, you know, a bit of a juice, you know, doing some juicing and just having some fruit. I don't know what your diet is now. If you're coming from a standard diet, perhaps raw until dinner, you know, start to do the transition. And you're going to see great results from just even doing that, incorporating more juices and raw foods into your diet. And yeah, the work is really the presence in being here and just being being mindful. So yeah, I
Yeah, and I
feel
think it's important if you want to get new results, you also have to go through some thresholds, right? And push a little bit beyond your limits. So if you want to change, if you're really want it in it, if it's your time, then you have to push and then you have to um, go out of your own way and just do what you don't want to do. And then after you started, you feel relieved again, and then you feel that you can go on. But sometimes you have to be a little bit strict because our ego is limiting us or wanting to play small or want to be safe, right? So sometimes you have to get out your comfort zone, even if your whole world is crashing down, right? And just do what you need to do and be a little bit more strict. So it's not for me to say you have to do this or this is the perfect time to do this. So I think it's very important that you listen to yourself and feel, do I have to push myself here, and don't bitch and just do it, even though I'm having this bad situation. Sometimes you can be in victim mode, right?
yeah.
Sometimes it's just too darn difficult at the moment, and be more loving to yourself. So for me, it's more challenging to be loving for myself because I have a personality of just push, 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 go, go, go. So uh, when I'm coached, for example, I just need to hear, relax, it's okay, don't push
Yeah.
too hard.
Give
But
permission.
some people, yeah,
Honestly, just someone to give me the permission. Just chill out.
yeah, yeah. So that's most of the time that's the perfect S5 for me. But I don't know you. Maybe you are the person that needs to hear, come on, don't bitch, don't get into victim mode. Even though your whole world is crashing down, you have to do something, go, right? So be honest to yourself and make up your mind which of the two situations is best for you. And
Yeah. And having that mentorship, having that guidance. If you're really stuck on the clarity, a coach perhaps would say, no, it's not the right time right now, or no, let's do it. This is the perfect time. You know, in
yeah,
these hard times is where you start to really unveil, you know, what's the depth that what's going on. Like, why are we creating these potential situations that we're not? When it's a I call it like a cocoon phase, and you're about to break through, and you just need that extra support. So that's where, yeah, mentorship can come in to
yeah.
help.
For example, on my first juice fast, when I was on day 98, for example, my coach said, "Okay, your juice fast was successful, Erwin. It's okay. You can stop now."
You're still
Because it
going.
was
I'm
so.
like, I'm going. That's good to have that.
Yeah. So sometimes a good coach can also slow you down, but I think a good coach just will shine light on your blind spots, and I think that's so. Like you said, your progress is going 10 times faster when you have a coach, especially when you have a good one, because you don't see your blind spots or it's difficult to overcome them.
Yeah, yeah, and we do have them. Even
Mhm.
even those experienced ones still have blinds, but I always invest if when I can um, in coaching. And Mimi asks, "Can I see a picture of day one?" I'm assuming I'm assuming mucoid plaque. It's not quite clear, Mimi. What I could do, did you have a picture of day one when you, because you released from day one on the juice, on this second one?
Can I share my screen?
I could, well, you could share, yeah, you could do. I don't know if everyone, just a pre-warning, is it going to be the mucoid plaque, is it? Just pre-warning people if they don't want to see it.
I have to be careful because my phone is full of pics of my children and then
And
pics of
mucoid
my
plaque.
kids. Yeah. So
So you
it's
did
safe or
release
it's not,
then, day one?
right? No, no, no. No, I think you release mucoid plaque from around day 9 or 10
I
if
was
you're
going to
doing it
say, that
if
was
you're doing it great, good. Um, some people even later. My
Was
first
that the
juice
same on
fast.
your first one? So did you
No,
release, was
no,
that
I
two
think it was
weeks?
day 15 or 16 or
Yes, I
18
remember.
even.
Yeah.
Um, but most of the people just want to see how mucoid plaque looks like because
Yeah.
they don't. It's if you haven't seen it right in your life, you don't know what you can expect. You don't see it if you just eat. You only can see it when coming out of you when you release it, right? And it's really alien. Some people ask me, is it clear? Can you see what the difference is? You can see very clearly. Like there's a big
Yeah.
orange in your brown stools, right? So it's so clear when you see something.
And don't
And the
forget,
first
it's
10
been
days,
hidden as well, hasn't it? It's been like a lot of this in on mainstream. You know, they don't want to share this truth, and that's why there's been a lot of, uh, cover-ups for it. You know, they don't want you to share it, and they're making all this misinformation, putting this misinformation out there. Oh, mucoid plaque's not all this propaganda. You're like, oh, when you've experienced it yourself, like this is
yeah,
where okay, there's a lot of lies being spread and suppression.
yeah, yeah, really. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen now for everybody. It's a warning. I think this was the big, no, the first. Um, oh, you disabled the
Oh,
ability
do I
for me
have
to
to
share my
accept it?
screen.
Let's have a look. It's not coming in, nothing's coming through to it. Let me accept it there. Hang on, do I? Oh, multiple part can share.
Yeah,
Maybe that one. So this was on day 9.
I think it was. Yeah. Oh, pictures. Yeah, here it is.
There we
You.
go. Woo!
And this is
Wow.
this is a small piece. Oh,
And you've had a lot bigger. You've had 3 times the amount of that, haven't you?
yeah, easily. Yeah, this is a small part. I think this is 10 centimeters. My record is 60 centimeters.
60. Oh
Yeah,
my
2 feet.
goodness.
Yeah, in one
That's
session.
incredible. That
A
that
lot
just
of
puts
people
it in
ask me, do
perspective,
you?
doesn't it? This is what keeps you on track. Like you have to have this. This is what helps people push through these blocks, the barriers. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, let me see. I don't want to scroll through my pictures.
I think that's
Uh, but let me find. Oh, this is a
a
clear
really long
picture.
one.
I think this is a nice and clean one. Here we go. Oh, it's so awesome to share my strange pictures. But I think I just it was a hurdle for me to share this at my social media as well. But I when I took the step of just sharing this, so many reactions came in. Is this coming out of you? And how many days? And How is it possible? It's such a unknown topic, and I think it's very important for everybody to just share these pictures and show everybody that this is growing inside of you if you're eating a standard American or a standard Western diet, right? With lots of meat, lots of dairy, especially here in Holland, lots of dairy, lots of bread.
Yeah, drugs,
So
drugs, and everything else combined.
okay, I'm glad
Crazy.
my juice is finished now because I don't have an appetite anymore for the
Mm.
next hour seeing this picture.
Yeah, and by having more juices, actually, it's just showing you that you can still lose weight because you're chiseled now. I can see
Yeah.
the definition in, like, yeah, and this is why the calorie, that was another myth that got blown out the water, the calories in, calories out kind of, you can drink 8 liters of these juices, and that's between, like, you're talking like a good 4, 5, 6 thousand calories a day. And I was drinking 3, 4 thousand calories a day, and it was just, the weight was just dropping. So I didn't lose so much on my last one, but I don't think I needed to lose any. I was like, I was kind of hoping I wouldn't lose too much weight, but I just allowed that process. So don't be in fear that if you do lose the weight, obviously many do want to lose the weight. It's the waist we're focusing on, and all of that, like the mucoid plaque coming out, is definitely worth it. Amazing work. It's just, yeah, it's really inspiring. It's even making me think, oh yeah, I think I need to jump back in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
wait for
you want
that
to
call.
get rid of it, right? If you have it, you don't
Mm,
want it inside of you. So
yeah,
I understand that you are triggered and maybe challenged to do another one. But I talk to a lot of people who don't experience so much mucoid plaque like me. I
yeah,
think this is my personal situation because disease can look very different for everybody. Some people get all the acidity into their joints, for example. I don't
yeah,
have that problem
yeah,
for at all. My skin was bad. I had a lot of inflammation in my skin, like a lot of eczema, for example. Always, my scalp was irritated, right, with flaky yellow flakes. So my skin and my bowels, but also my lungs, were my biggest trouble, my biggest the
detox.
parts of me where I was having the most difficulties. And um, some people have autoimmune system issues, for example. Other ones have, I don't know, the list is endless, right? So for me, this was the situation. And my bowels were difficult, and my digestion was not so good. I think when I was 10, I already experienced bloating and gas and discomfort. And I see it with my son as well. He's 8 now and he has the same issues at his age, even though he does eat more clean than I did in my youth. And my daughter has a very different build, very different um, digestion as well. So she doesn't she reacts differently to food like McDonald's, for example. So I think every situation is different,
Yeah,
and some people don't release mucoid plaque at all, or very thin layers uh, of slimy mucus, white mucus, for example. But my mucus is very long and thick and hard, and so you see a lot of different mucoid plaque coming out, and don't get too focused maybe too much on the mucoid plaque. It was my sickness. It was my result of this lifestyle, but maybe your result or sickness is different. And I think doing a juice fast will give you the information. Do you have a lot of it? Do you have it? Or maybe you don't at all. Maybe your cleaning has to be with the mucus in your lungs, for example. Um, so do a juice fast, but don't get too focused on the mucoid plaque. This is my life, my story, but maybe it isn't yours.
yeah. You can get yeah, fixated on a certain outcome, and it's just trusting that process. Yeah, mine was more headaches, congestion here, tightness, always neck, shoulders, and my chest. Here was always that. Um,
Mm.
and that was, oh, that was difficult at times. And I always knew that. And my other friend Annabella, she did a long extended juice cleanse, and she was the same. She was even getting mucus out of her ears.
Wow.
Yeah, she went through some
Wow.
serious, like, my people with migraines. You know, a lot
Mm.
of it is going to get released, you know, and
Yeah.
a lot of lymph massaging, and yeah, there's lots of other things as well to help assist. Let the juices do the work, but we can help. And I've shared many detox videos to help you move through that in a much gentler. But it's going to happen to the best of us, and sometimes, yeah, sometimes worse than others. Some have had experience on multiple cleanses, and it's actually got worse before it's got. That's
Really?
digging deeper, you know.
Yeah.
But John Rose did share a few videos after, I think it was his third or fourth one. He was experiencing a lot more aggressive detox symptoms. So yeah, trust the process. Know that your journey may be different to everyone else's, and we're just sharing what we've experienced. Mine's totally different to Erwin's, but I do see a common theme here: is the lightness, the connection to self, is down the board to everybody, pretty much.
Yeah.
It just allows us to reconnect and actually gain that clarity and wisdom that I feel that's what most of us truly desire, is just having that peace of mind, the trust in life, and just knowing that we're safe and we're protected. That was a big theme I see for most of us, especially when we go on to this cleanse. Even people that I've spoke to at colonic, when I've gone for a colonic, and I talk to the clients at the centres, and they say the same thing. It's just that just connection to self, and that's just that yeah, reassurance, and that's why I feel most of us keep coming back onto it, just to have, even just if it's a mini one, a little mini cleanse, just to realign ourselves if we're at some crossroads, or we're feeling a bit of disharmony in our lives, in our body. So
Yeah, and I think, like you said, it's also connecting you to yourself, but also you to the universe, or um,
higher
for
power.
example, yeah, the higher power was a very unknown topic for me until
Mm,
I started my raw vegan journey, right? So um, I think a big part of doing a juice fast or going raw vegan is that you disconnect more from the mass, right? Everybody is going in this direction. Everybody's eating the same junk. Everybody is watching the same junk. So it's also a big shift of leaving the masses go towards sickness and death and disparity, right? And it's also disconnecting and finding your inner self, but also understanding more that there's so much more than the way the society is going, right? There's so much more: nature, like you said, universe, connection with the higher self. There's so much more information and more about life than the only small part they want us to see. And I think you can connect to yourself, but also to the bigger picture. I think that you understand, oh, this is how law of attraction works, for example, or this is how energy works. This is how soul works, right? So there's so much interesting knowledge that we don't get from our parents at school, for example, from politics, from news. We don't get all the information, but there is so much more to discover. And if you discover that part of life, everything goes much more fluently and easily because you're not swimming against the stream, right? That's something I had to learn. I was always working and thinking and doing, right, swimming against the stream, because upstream there was my destination. But now I learned that I can relax and just go downstream, right, and just flow, go with the flow. And I make much more meters. I reach different location, different finish line, but it's easily done. It's much more fun. It's more connected with my path, right? And I think finding your own path is so important. And especially juice fast is really helping you to get all the layers of old shit conditioning off of you and
yeah,
finding yourself. And I think that's a big part of doing a juice fast as well.
more meaning. You have more meaning in your life. It's more fulfilling. Just simple
Yeah.
things you just take for granted becomes much more precious.
And it's so much more fun to live without all the junk in your bowels, for example, but also all the junk in your energetic system, or without all the junk in your the limiting beliefs or the conditioning in your head, right? If you just clean up on all the parts, then life will become so much more easy and so much more fun and lovingful, right? So the connection is so much stronger. The people you meet, right? Your new tribe is forming around you. It's such a big shift. It's amazing, I think.
Yeah, it just gets better and better, especially
It
when you're on
does.
that right path, that aligned path. Yeah, thank you. So where can they find you, Erwin, for those that want to reach out, check out your socials?
Well, I do everything in Dutch because talking about mission, I feel that my mission is to really make all the Dutch people here in Holland so connect with the raw vegan lifestyle, or maybe learn about the juice fast or the mucoid plaque. So my mission is more focused. My niche is more the Dutch people, right? And the 30 years and the 40 years who are just hustling and bustling and just finding themselves burning out. So I really want to connect them with the raw vegan lifestyle to, like you said, connect, heal, find your own path. So on Instagram and YouTube, my channel is Rauw en Plantaardig. It's Dutch for raw and plant-based, because veganism doesn't sound right in Holland. But there you can find me. And I'm just building my business, my online business. So it's just starting and growing. And I'm starting a community as well on Facebook, but it's all in Dutch, like I said.
Yeah, great. Congratulations. You've got this
Thanks.
clarity, and now I can see this expansive energy. It's incredible. I'm so
Yeah.
proud of you, and
Thanks,
be good
Toni.
friends and witnessing your journey. It's just, yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. And these kind of conversations just give me energy, right?
Yeah.
Your energy is awesome, and the topics are awesome, questions are awesome. So I really love these moments. So thanks a lot.
And if anyone's got any particular topics you want us to go over and have Erin back in, do share. Let us know, because we love talking about a lot of different things as well. That's all linked. It's all linked. Spirituality, connection, even the masculine, the feminine. We're stepping in. We're talking a lot more about that. Perhaps that could be our next call. But if you've got any requests, then do comment below, and we'll definitely discuss on our next calls.
Nice.
We always end with the be, feel, and stay Rawlicious. So are you ready after 3, Erwin?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, after 3, 1, 2, 3. Be,
Feel, and
stay
stay
Rawlicious.
Rawlicious. Bye, guys. Thanks, Toni.